Hello and good evening. Welcome to our second episode of Negative Talk. I'm your host, Jed Bakason from Philippines. And now I have a guest with me from another part of the world, from the Middle East actually. We are live over Facebook at Negative Talk. Now, if you have questions later on, you can comment on the live stream. And if we have technical difficulties, we apologize in advance. Now, um, Negative Talk is a live stream podcast that celebrates photography and all its nuances. I'm talking in English right now because we're going to have someone that is English speaking, so we have to polish our English language. On this platform, we talk about photographers, or we talk to photographers and visual artists, and we talk about their processes, visual aesthetics, and more importantly, we discuss the photographs that they've taken. So, without further ado, I will bring in my guest for tonight. He's a good friend of mine. We've been friends because we were, from the same circle of photography fellows here in Dubai. So please welcome from Syria, Mr. Ghaith Khoury. Hello,
Hey,
my
hey
friend.
Jed. Hi, how are you?
How are you do? How are
I'm
you
good.
doing?
I'm good.
You're,
Everything's fine. How are
how's
you?
your how's your work?
Work is
you're
work is great. It's fine. Actually, it's
you're
fine.
you're one of the lucky fellows who were not affected by the pandemic. I
Yeah,
know a lot of friends who've been affected, um, but you're good. So
true.
I haven't asked you this for a long
Yes.
time. So what is your profession in Dubai?
So I study journalism. So first, when I moved to Dubai, I was working in a newspaper, in a Khalij newspaper, as a journalist in the cultural
Mm-hmm.
section. And then recently, like before 1 year and a half, I moved to Sharjah Art Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I still work in the as a media coordinator, media and press coordinator. But also I combined like with it my love for art and stuff. So now in Sharjah Art Foundation.
So you're not working in that sense because you're doing what you're passionate about.
Yeah, true.
That's great.
Yeah,
It's a lucky position you're in because I know a
yeah,
lot of photographers who are doing this thing on the side, during weekends, but on weekdays they
yeah.
are slaving away in companies that they don't really want to work with, but they
That's true.
have to for the bread,
That's true.
to
All of us the same. Yeah, yeah. That's totally true. And I know the feeling, Yani, and especially when you can't practice so much photography when you need to, and when you love to practice it more and more, like when you need to shoot every day, but you can't because of work and the pressure of work, life,
yeah.
and getting bread on the table.
And this is Dubai,
Yeah,
the cost of living is
it's too high.
I think it's only the rent that's really high. I don't
Yeah,
know
I mean,
about you.
no,
Um,
no,
food. I mean, back in the Philippines, the cost of food is almost the same as the cost of what we're eating here. It's just the
mm,
rent that's too high. You
true,
gotta live
true.
somewhere,
Yeah,
So you
of
you
course.
work in Sharjah?
Sharjah Art Foundation. Yeah, I work and live in Sharjah. Yeah,
Nice, nice. And you
yeah,
live in
yeah,
Sharjah, so it's just a stone's throw away.
yeah, yeah. True.
So your dream job, is it your dream job?
I don't know if It's hard to say. I don't know what is the dream job. The dream job, I think, for me is to be in a place where you mentally and physically are comfortable in this place. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, you have to love what you are doing there. But I mean, any place or any work have pressure in the end, and you have to
Yeah,
deal with
of
it.
course. Of course.
So I don't know in this sense if there's a dream job, but for sure there's something like that you love and you thrive to do. So you try to your best to
Mm-hmm.
do. But yani, I think my job now is 50% satisfying, 50% I need to develop it more or take it to another
Mm-hmm.
place.
There's
But still,
always
I
room for
have,
improvement.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. How long have you been here, man?
I moved to UAE in mid 2013.
Oh, almost the same
So it's
as
been, yeah, same as you.
same as me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been like 7 years, almost 7 years.
I moved here October 2013.
I moved March.
So
So
you were here first.
I'm, yeah, that's, yeah.
But y- before that, you were back in
Before,
Syria.
yeah, I lived all my life in Syria. So I grew up there and lived there. Study, my college was there, and I worked there for several years. Yani. As
Yeah.
a photographer, at first I worked in a bank
Mm-hmm.
during the college just to do something with the college too.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I graduated, I worked in a newspaper
Mm.
as a photojournalist, as a writer also.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also started my career at a newspaper. I was
Oh,
also
really?
I was also a correspondent for 1 year. I worked at one of the national dailies in the Philippines. It's called Philippine
Oh,
Daily Inquirer.
oh my God.
Uh,
Yeah.
it was great, but it's a freelance job, so
Yeah.
money is not that. If you
Yeah.
get
Of
published,
course.
then you get paid. If not, then
If not, yeah, you don't
you,
get paid. Yeah, I know.
you don't get any money. So
Yeah. Yeah, true. This is journalism. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's how it is.
Mm,
Um, I'm very curious about Syria in general, because
yeah.
we only hear news about Syria if some things going on in there, but uh, it's I think it's the same thing with my country, the Philippines.
Yeah.
We only get to hear about the Philippines if there's any bad news that's happening.
That's
Um,
true.
but I think also same thing with Syria.
Hmm.
When you say Syria, I mean what's in the news. That's the image of Syria, right?
That's true.
But
Yeah.
and I think you're from Homs. Am I right?
Yeah, originally, yeah, I'm from Homs. I lived all
That's
my life in Damascus, but between Homs and Damascus, the two cities. So, but my father and my mother from the countryside of Homs,
yeah.
but we lived in the capital in Damascus.
How is it in Syria right now, in Damascus or in Homs?
I mean, it's hard to describe, but I think now the country is dealing with the aftermath of war.
Mm,
And I think it's really devastating on all aspects, economically, socially. Uh, People are struggling because they are suffering the impact of war of
yeah.
9 and still to me in my view I think the war is not over yet, even if the fight stopped in the measure of the country but and the major cities of the country, but I think the war started on another level, the economy
Yeah.
or social level, and people are really, I think, struggling there on all, yani, on all aspects. So, but I mean, at least now it's the fighting stopped in the most region of the country, and but yeah, another struggle started yet.
Yeah, it's always a struggle
Yeah, of course,
with the common people. The people on the ground.
that's true.
They're the ones that's always suffering.
Yeah,
I think that's true everywhere in the planet. If there's a
yeah,
war, then you know. If you're not here in Dubai, then would what do you see in yourself? You could be doing in Syria, in Damascus. Would you still be working in a newspaper or?
yeah. I think so because my newspaper, basically the newspaper that I started in working with it's more like a home for me
Mm-hmm.
because I have so many yani, friends there and we are like-minded people. So uh, the content of the newspaper, everything of the newspaper, like aligned with my ideas of my way of viewing life. But if I was there, where other than the newspaper, where I'm gonna, yani, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't want to speculate on this because I might be dreaming. I always dream to be back in Syria and to live there because like my whole life I was there and
Mm-hmm.
like my friends, my society, my way of life was there. So,
Mm-hmm.
but now I think it's hard. And so I honestly I can't say if I was in Syria until now what I will be doing. Yeah.
But yeah, I can relate to that because
Mm,
I've been here in the UAE for 7 years now.
mhm.
But you always have that feeling that this is all temporary, and
That's true.
there's always gonna be that time when you have to go back to where you
Mhm.
came from, or maybe go somewhere else. Um, I don't know about the rest of the people that's
Yeah.
going to listen or watch this, but
Mhm.
we always have that feeling of not being able to belong to this
It's
place.
true. Uncertainty of the future also. Yeah, yeah, true. Very true.
Maybe it's because of the visa, or being unable to be a citizen of this country, which
Yeah.
is I'm not complaining. It's just a great country. But anyway,
Yeah, of course.
we're veering off from what we came here for.
No, no, no,
Um,
it's okay. It's good
Lexi,
to talk about all this stuff.
yeah, Lexi says
Mm.
hi.
Hi,
She's watching.
Lexi. Hi, how are you?
Woohoo! Okay, let's go back to the photos, because this is
Yeah, true.
what we are going to be discussing about.
Mm,
So, you gave me several photos. Some of them are series and some are singles.
that's
So
true.
let's talk about the series first.
Okay.
What's the title for this one, or what's your idea?
This series called Remembering Home. Do you hear
Mm.
me, guys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. It's
So
good.
the series called Remembering Home. Okay. And I started this project from my inner feeling after I left Damascus and Syria and went to Dubai, to UAE. Like after 3 years, almost 3 years, I had this inner feeling that I lost something very precious to me.
Mm.
And I had the feeling that I start to lose my memory. And I had this urgent feeling inside myself that I have to document everything in my life,
Mm.
whether it's my family or in this case, this is a part of the series. This is I'm documenting our house in our village in the countryside in Home.
In homes, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, this place, those things that are in the kitchen, or the pictures on the walls, or the rooms, are exactly the same when I grew up. No,
Mm-hmm.
nothing changed. And for this project, I wanted to keep this memory and to keep it, yani, to commemorate it for forever, because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to, yani, for me to forget about these things, or how our house looked, or how my family looked, or how
So,
our life looked when I grew up. So for me, this ongoing project for years, I think it's going to be years. It's not just about home or
mm-hmm.
like the things in home. It's also about people, about places in Damascus and in home, about maybe my school, my neighborhood, the people there. It's a big project, but it's a personal project just
Yeah.
to keep my memory alive.
Uh, how often do you go back to Damascus?
So when I first came here, I didn't visit Damascus for around 5 years. I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe that's why I felt like the urge to
Mm-hmm.
document my life as soon as I go back.
So when
So
when you
the first time I went back to Damascus after leaving it, it was in 2018.
mm-hmm.
So I went back in 2018, 2019, and I should be in Damascus back in 2020, but COVID happened. It's hard,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe like soon I will travel again, hopefully.
Is it about uh, 3 hours, 4 hours from here to Damascus?
Yeah, around that.
Oh, okay, okay.
4 hours.
This is
It's fairly near.
this is your home.
This is our home in the village.
Then is this your room, or you have a communal room?
It's a communal room because this is my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
So as a kids, me and my siblings and my extended family, we all lived here,
Mm-hmm.
and we shared the beds and shared the room, shared the kitchen, the bathroom, everything. So this is our house in Damascus. This is
Mm.
because that's my mom making her olives, and the
Oh, I
stable.
thought those are dates.
Yeah, no, no, it's olives. It's a black olives. So, and olives is because I came from a farmer family, uh,
Yeah.
and so olive is one of the trees that we plant there in
Mm.
the village. So this table, we've
Oh,
sat
sorry.
there for, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just, this table we sat there for so many years, and I remember my mom always like making the olives, preparing the olives
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to eat, and so that's why it's very personal. Maybe it's not the best picture, of course, but to me, it's just a personal project that
Yeah.
I started working on to save my memory.
It's the feeling of being back home when you
Yeah,
see these
yeah,
pictures. Yeah, I get you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, when we came here to Dubai, of course we were you know we were amazed by the tall buildings and all the lights
Mm.
and all the technology. But after 1 or 2 years, it wanes off, and you get
Yeah, that's true.
that feeling that of longing for something that reminds you of back home, of anything that reminds you of anything that you got used to. So
That's true.
this is the same. I think and it's a good
Yeah, it is.
project because when you go back after a few years, you see that some things changed and some things
And that's
remain
the,
the same.
I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
the main idea, because I know after a few years, this whole thing's gonna change,
Yeah.
and even the furniture will change, the wall will be changed, everything will be changed.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to remember this stuff as it is,
Yeah.
and to maybe like show my children in the future about this stuff. Because I always remember like my aunties, my mom, my dad are talking about their life and how it was back then. And there is a lot of fascinating stuff that they talk about. But for me, I can't just imagine that.
Yeah.
I don't have
Exactly.
a reference or picture to see or to understand what they are talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's like for this picture. I mean, this pictures on the wall. You will see like a picture of my aunties, my father, and my uncles in one picture,
Mm-hmm.
and like Jesus Christ, the picture of Jesus Christ, and the old picture of Madonna and my cousin there, the little girl. And this picture was there for like several years. It's the same. Uh, it's remained the same for several years. For me, yani, it's also part of the project. It's just
Yeah.
to take the picture of the wall with the pictures on hanging on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's a picture of pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same. It serves the same purpose to remind you
Yes,
of what you have, who you have
yeah,
with,
it's
and
true.
your kitchen. I'm sure 5 years, 10 years from now, it's gonna
Mm,
be a different arrangement. So
of
you have
course,
like a snapshot of that time when
of
you were
course.
there. Yeah. And this is your living room, I assume.
Yeah, this is our living room. There's
Mm,
so much memories in there, so I had to take this
I'm sure.
picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not just for me, for the whole of for the whole family. I mean, it's so. Since I left Syria, I have this urgent or inner feeling that I have to document everything in my life.
Mm,
When I back to Syria, my cousins, their lives. When I went back in 2019, like people get upset with me. I'm always with the camera in their faces, taking their pictures. My cousins and my mom, my dad. So, but for me, it's okay. I need to document all this stuff.
so you're the photographer in the family. So
Yeah,
whenever there's
yeah.
an event, so they always look for Gate.
Of
Where's
course.
Gate? Oh, he's gonna take pictures. So you guys got to take the pictures.
That's true. That's so true, by the way. That's so true.
I hope you don't get tired because
Mm,
you're always gonna be the default photographer
yeah,
in the
yeah, different.
family.
Like, yeah, for anything, but that's no, that's okay. I love to
If
do
if
it.
if there's a wedding, they'll say, "Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's.
don't pay for any photographer. Have Gate here."
Oh my God, that's so true, by the way. But I mean, they're gonna have crappy pictures, so I always like tell them to go and hire someone professional, please, for the big celebration and weddings and stuff.
The good thing you don't tell them, "Yeah, I'll take your picture, but I'll use the whole guy." So
I think they would throw me away from the family.
okay, let's check another one of your series. I think
Yes,
this
yeah.
is in the market. What do you call this
It's
place
Al
in Syria?
Hamidiya market, Souq Al Hamidiya.
Mm.
And this market, I grew up in this, working in this market. And it's an old market that you can find everything, all the traditional things there. Food,
Mm-hmm.
clothes, everything, like herbs, everything you can find it there. And this is a seller of a traditional drink. It's called Tamer Hindi.
And what's that made of?
Uh, it's made of dates.
Dates.
Yes. So for this project, because I just I wanted also to, I started like shooting this souk from back in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an ongoing project because this souk for me is so fascinating. It's super crowded and it's a street dream for any street photographer because so
Mm-hmm.
many things happen at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So many things يعني, happen in front of your eyes and you feel like you want to shoot everything there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, you will see my photos are more subtle and more like uh, in the documentary style because my street photography try to deal with emotion, with feelings
Mm-hmm.
more than the decisive moment. I
How
love
do
this
you
type of yeah.
how do you
So
approach the guy when you take a picture? How do you usually approach them? Do you ask for permission or do you just shoot
uh,
away?
sometimes no. Sometimes I ask for permission. I try always to ask for permission. If I'm not asking for permission, I always make myself يعني, that the people that the subject or the people that I shoot see me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I nod or just break a smile or whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
always try to make the people see me that I'm taking their picture.
So they're aware that you have a camera in your hands,
Yeah,
that
but sometimes
you might take a picture.
yeah, mm, that's true. But sometimes I snap uh, some picture without me. Because the picture required to be in my eyes, the picture required to be stolen. It's not stolen, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, يعني, but I always try to portray people in a decent way and not
Mm-hmm.
to show images that are يعني,
Degrading in any way.
degrading anybody or stuff. So even if I shot the pictures without anybody seeing me,
Mm.
when I go back and see the pictures, develop the
Yeah.
films and
Yeah.
see the pictures, uh, I will choose the pictures that in my eyes, like in general, that are good pictures, not degrading
Mm.
anybody, not showing
Mm.
any bad emotion or stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like try to make myself,
We don't want to put them in bad light,
yeah, yeah,
and
of course.
if they know about it, then next time they see you.
Yeah, that's gonna be a different.
I like this
No, but
photo because
mm,
uh, I like the plastic cups in his waistline, as well
yeah,
as the mobile phone is also
the
there.
mobile phone,
Yeah.
and he's wearing the traditional things with
Mm.
so grotesque, or it's not. It's like, and he's using this traditional. I don't know what's called in English, but that
What's it
he
called
holds.
in Syria?
I don't know it. No.
You're not a fan of the drink.
No, I don't think so.
I like the light leaks also.
The light
It's
leaks, yeah, it's from
yeah,
Steel 800, yeah.
it frames the. It's like a border of a portrait.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
it makes a nice frame.
Yeah, to the
It's
subject.
accidental, of course,
Yeah, of course it's accidental, yeah.
but
That's
the
why, that's
way
the way of shooting.
that this guy is squinting his eyes, and it's like a
Mm,
formal portrait of what he's doing in life. It's
mm.
great.
Thank
And
you, thanks.
here we have is that prata or
It's a mirror to paratha, but it's not paratha. It's like a sweet traditional sandwich. It's called how can I say it in English? But it's hard. It's like contain like sweets made of grapes
Mm-hmm.
with the banana, a little bit of sugar,
Mm, mm.
and
It's like a
the bread is like more the crepe
pancake.
bread. It's like pancake, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Mm.
pancake. This is in the
It's
same area,
in the same soup, yes, for sure.
and this guy is also selling bread. I
Yeah,
assume. Yeah, yeah,
this
I
is
think
the
so. Yeah.
traditional bread with always some of it is plain bread and some of it with dates and stuff.
It's also in the same area.
Hmm.
I think we have the same kind of feel, kind of vibe here in Souk. What do you call this? Creek
The Greek
in Old
soup, yeah,
Dubai. Yeah,
that's true. That's why I'm
because
always there also.
you're always there. Yeah, I'm sure you are, and also some of the guys, Erwin and
That's true,
me.
Aaron.
Sometimes even
Mm,
I get to shoot there with you and
mm,
the gang. It's very busy,
very
very
busy.
energetic,
That's true.
and lots of food. And this is kind of a stolen shot.
Yeah, this is a stolen shot for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We have the same souk here with all these
mm,
things, souvenirs.
that's true. It's souvenirs with the other stuff. This is the most famous ice cream place in Damascus
Mm.
and maybe in Syria. It's called Bagdash. And I just like took this picture with a lot of people entering and going out from the place because it's always crowded. It's always packed, whether it's
Mm.
winter or summer or whatever. It's always packed. People that go there just to eat the ice cream, the traditional ice cream, the Arabic traditional cream from there. And
Do
I like
you?
to hear, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, no. I just like when I took this picture, we chose this. I chose this picture for the project because also the expression on the people faces and the
Mm-hmm.
guy with his back to the viewer,
Yeah.
and it's also like playing on the stuff. So this is more like street slash documentary stuff.
Mm.
Mm.
And you use a point and shoot for this or
For
a
this one, it's
regular
point and
SLR?
shoot. No, no,
Is it
it's
better?
point and shoot.
Is it
I
more
mean,
dynamic?
for me, it's more dynamic. I love point and shoot for sure. But I don't mind. Like I shoot with SLRs, with rangefinders, with point and shoot, medium format, wherever it's a tool. But I feel like the point and shoot gives you the advantage as a photographer of being more discreet, uh,
Mm-hmm.
m- more in the moment, and it's like people doesn't notice you that much, or doesn't
Yeah.
yani cringe or feel like you are professional and you're taking that picture and maybe you're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
yeah, do something with it. So,
And
but I shoot with all the stuff.
I think it's the same here in Dubai. If you shoot
Mm,
using a small camera, then people don't. They usually think that you're just not a tourist and you're taking
that's
pictures for
true.
souvenirs. Whereas if you bring a Mamiya RB67 with a tripod and 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 a light meter, then probably
Yeah,
think
of course.
you're
No, but we had a similar experience. Do you remember when you took your 4x5 camera?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And people were fascinated with the camera and they wanted to, like, that's the beauty of the film cameras that people like the cameras, especially like your 4x5 then, back then. Like,
Mm,
people wanted to see, even go back and cover themselves with the stuff and see the focusing screen and
yeah, yeah,
see the
yeah.
camera how it's worked. So it might help sometimes with film photography that you have this 4x5 and
Mm,
people
mm.
maybe feel nostalgic, maybe are curious about this camera. So they
Yeah,
are more open to be photographed with this camera.
yeah. I think it comes with what your purpose is. If
Mm,
you want to um, get a crowd, see what's going on, and then take a portrait of people, then maybe a 4x5 will
yeah,
come in handy. But if you're
trying to
trying
be
to
discreet.
shoot guerrilla style, trying to be a
Mm.
ninja, so and we have another fan of point and shoot.
Yeah, Purcell for sure.
Yeah,
Purcell always with the point and shoot.
yeah,
She's the biggest fan of point and shoot. Like whenever I see Purcell, it's she's with the new point and shoot.
yeah.
Recently with them something.
I think it also enhances your creativity if you focus on one type of
So
photography
that's true.
when you're very adept with the point and shoot.
Hmm.
So it brings out the better pictures.
That's true.
Someone's asking for ice cream.
Ice cream, Syrian ice cream. This is Erwin because we tried it here in Dubai once in the
Oh,
souk.
there's one here in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean, it was where? Erwin, can you help us? Where is the place? I can't remember. No, but we tried it.
Maybe in Karama.
No, no, it's not in Karama. It's in. Oh my God, how I mean, it's out of my mind. I can't remember the place. Yeah.
This Arabic, so you can help me with this.
This is my mom
Oh,
saying. This is my mom. Hi, mom. Hi.
yeah, our biggest
Yeah,
fans, our
our
moms,
biggest fan. Our moms.
mine too, definitely.
Yeah, true.
Even in even when I get old, maybe our moms will be our biggest fans.
Would be, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. That's true.
Erwin sees Alsif. That's the
Asif,
name of
yeah,
the
yeah.
ice cream. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Asif, Asif. I just remember.
One of the most
Our
beautiful
main,
places in Dubai.
that's true.
But if you want to shoot, then better try something else.
It's, yeah, of course. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not that's
Mm.
not that easy. Everyone's okay. Let's go to your singles.
Yes, yeah.
This photo of, I think this is a dancer or
This is
singer.
a dancer, yeah, and
Dancer.
she's my. Hmm.
This in
She's a
Dubai,
dancer. No, this is in Syria.
Syria. Great.
Yeah. So she's my cousin also. She
Oh.
had a performance back in 2007, 8. I can't remember the year. But this a part of the series where I was shooting a performance art type things. So music mainly, and this one for the dancing performance.
Mm-hmm.
And in this series or these pictures, I always try to. I chose the zoom lens because I want this compression to the subject, like to
Mm-hmm.
feel the emotion and all the stuff. And I also try to shoot it with a slow shutter speed to show some of this emotion,
The
some of the
movement.
movement, and but also like it's not super slow because I want the subject to be still to certain amount. Yani.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this also as all my photos, trying to deal with feelings, trying to maybe draw the viewer to the picture, to feel with the picture, to feel with the subject, and maybe I
Mm-hmm.
mean just trying to do that. I'm not necessarily successful in doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the challenge of
Mm,
shooting dancers, because you have to show movement on a
yeah,
still photo. So
yeah,
you have to use slow shutter, definitely no flash.
that's true.
Uh, you have to capture the emotion, which you perfectly did here. Great, and
Thank you.
this one, This second photo, how did you
This
shoot
one,
this?
I shot this. This
Were
is
you laying
also
down?
from music. Yeah, I was laying down.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. This is taken by the Zenith, my first
Mhm.
camera. So, uh, also this is part of the because I love music so much, and I did the whole series of shooting jazz and rock
What's the
performances on the stage. And uh,
is
what's
this
the what?
a scan from printout or
This is a scan from a print.
oh right, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
because
So because I lost a lot of my films in Syria,
mhm,
not films, like a lot of my pictures. So, but I love this picture and I love the emotion. This is my friend. Is also a guitarist and musician.
mhm,
So, but I did like a whole series of musician playing, and I also like tried always to use a zoom lens and to be close to them. And this project was called Heat of the Note,
mhm,
and uh, it's also trying to because of my love for the music, and trying also to connect with the music, not in the or music photography in different way, different angles, different approach maybe to the subject.
mhm.
Mm.
How did you archive your film in Syria? Because that's one of the things that I was not able to do properly back
In
in the
Philippines.
Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I started film photography in Syria back in 2003, and it was the only choice. Like, digital wasn't at that time is the thing, yeah. Because digital was just started in 2003 and it was super expensive, not in the reach of the people, yeah, especially me. But back then there was I had access to the dark room and to the chemicals. So I
Mhm.
was using everything and I had all the material. But when we reached 2008, it was super difficult to find anything. All the films was expired. There's no barely any labs that will develop your films. You can't find the chemicals anywhere, and or if you find it, you will find it very expired or unreliable. So I had to, yani, for a while, to stop shoot film and
Mhm.
go to digital.
Mhm.
And I think in this period, I lost my love for photography.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against digital at all because I think for me it's a tool and you can use both and both they can live together.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter. Like great picture is great picture, whether it's film or digital or whatever it is. But for me, for now, film what's worth.
Do you still get that feeling of anxiety when you are waiting for the film to be developed?
Yeah, of course. Never goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Never goes.
Especially if you're in a shop waiting for the film to come out to
That's
see if the frames are there. You're not getting any
yeah.
blanks.
Especially with the Hoga, like you probably you're gonna
Yeah, yeah.
end up with nothing. Yeah, but
You don't get the
that's
same feeling with digital. That's why
no.
it tends to be
Yeah,
boring because
yeah.
you
I
see it
tried the
instantly.
hmm, I tried before 2 months. Uh, I was thinking with myself if I'm being so dogmatic about film
Mm-hmm.
and so any fanatic about film. So I said that maybe I should try to go out and shoot with digital.
Mm-hmm.
So I took my DSLR, which is an old DSLR,
Mm-hmm.
the only digital camera that I have, and I went for a shoot on the street, but I hated it. I just physically and emotionally hated it because I was fixed with so many options. Should I shoot
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
raw? Should I shoot black and white? Should I shoot color or so many stuff? But again, uh, I'm not against digital because I went just to to prove to myself I have not to be like so dogmatic about film. I went and I bought like a small digital point and shoot, the
Yeah.
Ricoh JR, just to keep maybe because I know DSLR it's big and cumbersome and like, it's annoying on the street. So I went and I bought this used camera from 2013. So, but just to try again, because I know it's in the end, it's just a tool, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
film or digital, it doesn't matter. And uh, both of them have their advantages. So why not sometimes try to use digital for
Yeah.
certain projects or for certain stuff?
So it's what did you do with the pictures when you got home? You just deleted it.
Yeah. No, I bought. I tried to limit it myself, so I bought like a 1 giga card.
Yeah.
So I don't have so many images on. I can shoot like very limited number of images. So, but I mean, for me, just for
Just for
to
the heck
try,
of it.
yeah, just for the
Just
heck
to
of it.
try.
But for me, like, still, I'm a film fanatic. I think so.
So I would assume that you sold the Rico.
No, I just bought it before 1 week. it's
Okay.
it's too early to decide.
You're just gonna
It
keep it.
was yeah. It's too early. It's a very small camera, so
It's
it's
tiny.
yeah. It's tiny.
Moving on. This is a
Yeah.
picture in Damascus or
This
Dubai.
is in Damascus. This is the big mosque in Damascus.
Mm-hmm.
It's very near to the souk. It's at the end of the souk. And also this mosque and it's part of my life. I've seen it almost every day
Mm-hmm.
because it was so near to my school. And I love this picture because to me there's so many layers in this picture, from the sky to the architecture behind
Yeah.
to the light hitting these two girls, two little girls, and the people in shadows. So this is more like street kind of
Yeah.
photography. But
And there's
those,
a black pillar that's kind of dividing the
yeah,
picture into two.
dividing the picture into two and takes. I think this has so many layers
Yeah.
in it. I'm sorry.
It's kind of similar to this photo in a way. This
Yeah,
one.
because both are shot on Cinestill 800. So you feel the
Yeah.
vibes of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
color, you feel the color
Voltage.
palette.
Yeah.
Yeah, color. So the sky is almost the same. So this is
This
in
is in Dubai.
Sharjah.
Oh,
No, this is
Sharjah.
in Sharjah. This is also part of the series in Al Shwayhin area where I work, where
Mm-hmm.
Sharjah Art Foundation is.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the shops there that sells the traditional like herbs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And these two guys were working. They were fixing the I don't know what's called in English. I'm sorry. Just the
The shop.
the shop. Okay, let's say the shop.
They're fixing the shop.
Okay, so and for me also the this picture is They were fixing the shop, and something happened in the back. So like something sudden happened. So they have both. They have to look there, and he almost like because now
Almost fell
I
down.
freeze the shot. He almost fell on the and also the flash went off. So you see between his
Yeah, yeah.
because I was using a point and shoot, so you can't. I couldn't control the flash. So uh, between his like the flash is showing. But I think I love this picture. It's also I think it's representative of my kind of shooting. I don't know.
This is a nice portrait. This is
Yeah,
in
this is
Sharjah,
no, this is in Syria.
Syria.
Mm. This is also near to the souk. I told you that I've been documenting this area for a long time now, and this was in 2006. And I always was fascinating by the people that sitting there, their faces. And this was in the winter. Obviously, he's wearing his jacket and his silhouette and his hat. And but I always fascinated with people when they are smoking. They have so
Why
many
is that?
expressions, and every 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 everyone is different. Have different expression when they smoke. So I have a bunch of photos for people smoking. I don't know what was on my mind back then when I started shooting smoking people, but that's the idea.
But people smoke to contemplate, to
Mm,
think about something, to
yeah,
So
that's true.
you see that on the face of this person.
Mm,
He's thinking of something. His eyes are, looking
that's
far
true. It's
beyond. Yeah, so he's thinking about something. So
yeah.
maybe that's what you're trying to capture.
No,
People.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, people in their moment, their
Yeah.
solitary moment. I think that's my photography. Maybe like for when we see other pictures, that will be more يعني, apparent because I like to emphasize those solitary moments, those
Yeah.
lonely moments, those lonely feelings or thoughts when people go to to debate or this inner conversation with themselves and their thoughts start uh, showing on their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this photo?
So
Is it
this
someone you know?
photo, this is a prepared photo. I mean, not prepared. This is yani. I asked my friend to go and stand there, but this photo was inspired by a painting, and this painting done by a German German painter and artist. His name is Caspar Friedrich. He was living in the 17th century, and the name of his painting was "The Wanderer Above the Sea of Fog." So in his
Casper Frederick.
Caspar David Frederick.
So you like to reference artists as well,
Yeah,
or
I
different
mean, I was
photos.
inspired by that painting because in the painting he used something called Rukin figure, or basically it is a figure in the painting with his back to the viewer, and you see this as a viewer. You see this figure in a place. You just see his back, but at the same time, his back doesn't what doesn't stop you from seeing everything. You still see the view, but in a way, you still see the view through this figure, through his feeling, through his like personal experience, and that's what makes this technique is powerful. I mean, for Casper as a painter in
Yeah.
picture. So in this picture, I tried to imitate this feeling, and I asked my friend to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the alleys of Old Damascus. And in the alleys of Old Damascus, they are very narrow and very tight. And I asked them to stand there to create, and I also this is a long exposure because
So
I wanted to create this kind of mystery to the subject, and like you don't know if he's standing there, if he's batting there. It's a silhouette. It's also like dreamy in a way, but
Mm-hmm.
I try to create this mystery about the subject, about the figure, and try to draw the attention of the viewer towards to be this figure.
So,
If
so Erwin has a question. Is this for this photo, right, Erwin? So he's asking if this is
is
before the
this
war.
before the war? Yeah, it is before the war. Yeah,
You went for that painterly quality of the picture, which I think
yeah.
you successfully did it.
Thank you. Thanks.
So
Hopefully,
it's
any.
yeah, I think everyone agrees. It's a great photo.
Thank you.
How many tries did you do with this one?
Two
Just
tries.
one, two tries.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
but
different
because
settings.
it's different. It's يعني 90% the same, but I maybe moved the camera. The first one was like very straightforward. This one is like I moved the camera to be from an angle just to create more depth if I could,
And
to create more depth.
you were
Just move the
purposely
camera.
shaking the camera.
No, it's just long exposure. But of course, because he's a human being, he can't stand still for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And this alley was so dark, and you will see the background is overexposed because like the exposure time has to compensate for the dark. And but this was created by his movement, his subtle
Mm-hmm.
movement.
Okay, so let's move to the pictures that I like
Hmm.
because it's taken with medium format. I think
Yeah, yeah,
square
yeah.
pictures.
Square pictures, so medium
Yeah,
format. Yeah.
yeah. This one,
This one is, I call it the vital orange.
vital orange.
Yeah. So this is also in Dubai on the creek.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the guys, Erwin and Prashel and everyone, even Alexi and you guys know this place for sure.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
where the boat is,
Yeah, yeah.
where you took the boat to the other side. But I always see this guy selling the juices and stuff there. And for this moment, he was standing there. The light was hitting him, and
Mm-hmm.
he wearing this orange hat, this orange T-shirt, and this orange uh, what do you call it? Okay. Then- What do you call this
The
fruit?
fruit, orange fruit.
Orange fruit. Okay. And the orange fruit behind him, but also this was more emphasized not just on the light hitting him or the orange aspect of the colors. It's also again on this solitary moment, this deep thoughts of people, and he's looking far for
Yeah, yeah.
something. And I always, as I said, I always try to do those kind of feelings or the image to have certain amount of feeling
Yeah.
more than the action or the.
Mm.
I love action and stuff, and I shoot everything. But yeah, that's this
You get a fan, new fan.
picture.
That's
Thank you,
that's the
Patty.
wife.
Hi.
likes the photo.
Thank, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And this one, I
This
think same
one,
place.
same place, but
I like
this
the
one,
arrangement of the doves,
yeah.
pigeons.
This one is during COVID, obviously, because he's wearing a
Ah,
mask.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, but you know, this area is always packed. It's always so
Always,
many
always,
people,
especially in the
but
weekends.
especially in the weekend. And this one was on Saturday,
Mm,
but it was empty. It was so strange. This is after the lockdown directly, like
beautiful
after the
photo.
lockdown in 1 week. So I went
Yep.
to shoot.
This could win awards, you know.
Thank you. No,
You know,
no.
now that
Mm.
you explained it, that this is during COVID times, and instead of people, you see
Yeah, he's like
birds.
trying to connect with the pigeons. That's my
Yeah.
idea. Was his was he was like finding the social interact
Mm.
with the pigeon because it
But
was that empty. He was like standing there and maybe far after like 200 meters or 300 meters to
mm,
see another yani,
human
person
being.
or a human being. So in this picture, he was like just he. I sat there for 2 minutes watching him or 3 minutes, and he just sat still watching these pigeons eating. And for me, like the subtle movement, his hand trying
Mm,
to throw the food for the pigeons, some
mm. Bird feed.
bread feed,
Yeah.
and the way his back, he's sitting and he's focusing with the pigeons.
Mm.
I mean, to me, created this scene where he is like maybe trying to find this interact with some form of being of life.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful, beautiful photo.
thank
It,
you so
it
much.
it captures the emotions of, what people are going through, or
Yeah,
were going through that time when there was a lockdown, and
that's true.
because right now, even if there's still COVID in all over the world, and
Mm,
here, of
yeah, of
course,
course.
we are more free to move, and it's like it's already back to normal.
Mm,
We just still have that face mask
hmm.
and the social distancing, but when
That's
it
true.
comes to going out, there's already people all over Dubai.
Mm,
But this is that time when people are not allowed to go out for
yeah,
like
that's
more than 3 hours.
yeah, and people were afraid to go out, and that's also played a big part of it. So
Yeah.
it was, and you know, this area, like like you can't shoot it empty any time of the week,
Mm-hmm.
any time of the day. You have to have like people there.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon
Mm-hmm. On a
and
Saturday, that's
on a Saturday. So
lots of tourists usually, lots of people.
yeah, that's tourist area.
And this next photo is
Hmm.
very beautifully,
Thank
how do
you.
you call this,
Uh,
framed or composed.
Composed, yeah.
And
So
this is on the creek, still on the creek,
this is on the creek, other side of the creek,
on Deira side.
on their side,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, where the most of the boats are. So this was taken by Holga, and
yeah,
for
my
me,
favorite.
also, yeah, I I I didn't. Uh, يعني, when I purchased the Holga, I wasn't expecting anything,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know how much this camera can surprise you until you start using,
Yeah, definitely.
and it can really surprise you with the images, with the feelings of the images that can produce. Of course, technically, it's not near any conventional lens or camera, other camera, whether it's digital or. but it can create so many emotions and it can create so many like feeling in the picture, in my opinion, that helps the picture immensely.
Mm-hmm.
And here also, this is one of my favorite photos.
You should
Uh,
have this printed.
yeah, I was thinking about that
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
You
Yeah,
can have it printed. It's beautiful photo,
thank you.
and it's in black and white. I think there's a service that's being provided by I forgot the name, or I think Lexi also has
Yeah,
printing
definitely,
service
Lex.
for
Yeah,
traditional print, darkroom
yeah,
print.
yeah, of course. I
Did you
should print
shoot
it.
this with the group analog group, or was this on a photo walk?
This was
Because I
me.
know they
I
always go there for photo walks.
yeah, of course. No, but I think this one is I was alone,
You were alone.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, probably because I'm mostly shooting alone, but also I go to a lot of photo walks, but mostly I shoot alone. But I think this was I was alone. So also like the theme of my photography also continue here, a single
Documentary style.
figure documentary slash street,
Yeah, yeah.
and this like moment for the figure is looking away and sitting
Mm-hmm.
on the boat. And I documented all of you guys like documented the creek and the boat and the worker on the boats a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is one of the surprises with the Holga that I like. That's why I love this camera and
That's
always
I think the
continue
oldest.
to shoot with it and try to take it as much as I can.
Yeah, I think the oldest camera I have is a Holga because I've had it for more than 10 years. I usually get a camera, try it, see if I like it. If I
Mm.
don't, then I sell it. But the Holga has been with me for a long, long time. Even it's older than my marriage and my kid. it's it's
Yeah, I know.
it's been with me for such a long time, and there's no reason to sell it because how much is a Holga
Why?
on the market?
That's
It's just 100 dirhams. What are you
that's
gonna get with the 100 dirhams
yeah.
nowadays? I mean, photography wise, two
Yeah, of
rolls of
course.
film.
It's nothing really. It's I always tell my friends, my photographer friends, please go out and try the Holga.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
definitely
lose anything, and give it sometimes. Like don't judge it from the first roll
from
or
the
second
looks.
roll, or just you go to the Holga with the more because I think the Holga teach you as a photographer to be more open,
Yeah,
to neglect what they call the technical aspect of photography, the
the
sharpness,
rules.
the rules, and everything, and makes you free.
Yeah,
And it really
definitely.
can give you like so many surprises. And it as a tool, it's very easy to use, very like quirky and beautiful in the same way. At the same
Exactly.
time, I'm sorry.
This is also taken by Holga or different
This is by
camera?
Holga.
Holga
Yeah,
also. See, I
yeah.
told
This
you.
is
I told you. I'll put this in the last slide. This is the last photo, by the way. I put it
mhm.
on the last slide because I think it's the most beautiful shot that you gave me for these slides.
Thank you.
And I
Thanks.
think this is double exposure.
This is one of the surprises of Holga. This is accidental double exposure.
Yeah,
Because with the Holga, like you never know if you advanced the frame or not. You always like
yeah.
hesitant. Did I advance it or not? Was I on picture 3 or not? Should I advance now? So you always like because you don't know, and you can take so many exposure on the same film on the same picture without
Mm-hmm.
you knowing that, and
Exactly.
you just forget to advance the film. So this was in Dira, I think, one of the, I think it's Dira. And this guy is one of the cooks in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
in one of the traditional Pakistani like food, Indian food restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So I took his picture. He was standing outside. He was just opening the door. He was going out and just opening the door. And he looked at me. So I just snapped his picture. And when we went, this was on a photo walk, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we were with the group, and we went like inside the restaurant. And I took another photo inside, but I didn't know that I didn't
You didn't advance the
advance the
film.
frame. So the film. So this was like, if you zoom a little bit, like you will see the people sitting there on the table. So it worked in a way, يعني, for the story. So there's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people sitting inside, and he is the cook going up. But you have to zoom a little bit to see all this details.
We'll
But
put this up on
yeah,
the
I love
page
this.
for people to
Thank you.
check out. I thought he
Thank
was
you.
wearing something on his head, maybe a veil or plastic. So,
No, this is another person.
and then I realized it's a person's back.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's a double exposure. And
That's accidental double.
Erwin said we should print this. I agree.
Thank
I
you,
think
Erwin.
I
Thanks.
think this deserves to be printed and hung on a wall.
Yeah,
A
we
big
have to
print.
go. Yeah, we have to go and do a group print session.
I think we should. Um, it's I'm okay with traditional printing, but
Mm.
when it comes to printing, my preference for now is digital
Digital
because
printing.
it has more um it's a little bit more flexible, but
Mm.
maybe only because I have not tried digital or traditional printing yet. I have
Yeah,
I still have to see that magic of the
of
print coming
dark
out of the
room.
paper. Yeah,
You have to
I
see it, man. You have to
haven't
see it.
tried it. Haven't
Even
tried it.
for once, you have to see it. It will stuck with you. By the way, I still remember my first.
Yeah, they all say that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. By the way.
that that moment when the print is coming out of the paper
Mm, mm.
when you put it on the developer.
That's
Haven't tried
true.
it yet.
Yeah, no,
Haven't
you have
tried.
to. Certainly, you have to. And I think for the traditional, the printing in darkroom, there is a learning curve for sure, and
Mm.
that's what. يعني, that's why we shoot like film, I think, because the whole process, the whole process of shooting, developing, and maybe go to the darkroom and print.
Mm.
There's always like something to learn. There's always mistake can could happen. There's always surprises, and for printing, for sure, you have to like practice, and the more you practice, more you will have like greater print
Yeah,
or
yeah.
greater result. Yeah, for sure. So, but
It's
whether it's digital or traditional, like darkroom printing, it's always there. I mean,
yeah.
the most important thing that photographer print their stuff, even for 5x7 archive
Yeah.
purposes. I always like encourage my friend and fellow photographers to go and print.
Print, yeah, print.
Yeah,
They say that a photograph doesn't live on a screen.
of
It
course.
lives on paper, not on
On
screen.
paper, that's so true, by the way, because we still have like our family's photos from like 30, 40 years. How
Yeah,
many?
from way back.
Or maybe more than that, and they still printed and in a great shape.
Hmm.
And
That's true.
we can see our self as a kid and we see the life.
Yeah, the photo albums that
Yeah,
are always there on the table. What do you call this? On the living room. What do you call that table that lives there?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
always
yeah.
there for
It
visitors
lives
to
there.
see.
It's always there. That's true, but that's
Oh, how
very
nice!
emotional and beautiful things by.
Exactly. Um,
Mm,
I think there's gonna be. a photo walk that will come out from this conversation. I'm sure.
Yeah, I
Um,
hope so.
yeah, we just need to invite some people. Most of them watching this for sure.
Hmm.
I think I smell a photo walk that's coming up next weekend.
We're always ready.
Yeah, definitely in Dubai Creek, I'm sure.
Yeah. As always, maybe we should try something new. I was telling Erwin and Michelle the last time, like we should like maybe find the new stuff, new places to go. But yeah,
Not
I
in
know.
Karama.
We can go to, but it's also
Maybe, but not not more than five. I think, cause
yeah, true, true. We have to limit the
someone's
number.
someone's asking for a whole photo walk.
I'm down for it, Michelle.
Yeah,
Always. Yeah.
I still have, I think, a roll of film that's been there for more than a year. I think I only
Inside
have.
your Holga.
Yeah, yeah. You know how difficult it is to finish a roll of film.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
I mean, you go to a photo walk, you get like two, three shots, and of course you
That's
can't
true.
develop it, so it has to wait for another photo walk. It has
Yeah,
to
of
wait
course.
for another month, another year, and
Yeah,
then
that's true.
you know, the last roll I developed was way back. I mean, it's been in the camera for more than a year, or
Okay.
almost a year actually. I shot it last December, then I
Yeah.
just developed it last week. So it's like that for us dinosaurs. Why
True.
not go digital? Why
No, I
tie
don't
your
think.
hands? Why you do this to yourselves?
So true, by the way. But it's a fun part.
I think it's
Anywhere,
official.
anywhere but Satwa or Gobaiba or
Yeah,
I think Erwin is like had enough with these places. He
too
doesn't want
much,
to go there.
too,
Too much
too much,
there.
my
Yeah.
friend. Anyway, that's it. That's the all the photos we have, and it's been great talking to you, Gate.
Thank you so much.
Um,
Thanks for having me
online,
here.
online and in person. Great guy.
Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. And I really appreciate you being asking me to be here with you. And I hope this podcast will uh,
Yeah,
be any successful more and more with the time. And it's already great touch. And I salute you for doing this. Really take so much dedication and time from your end to do it. And
yeah,
hopefully see so many friends and photographers in the future on this podcast channel
yeah,
and
for
to
sure.
learn from their experiences and to see their beautiful work.
Yeah,
And
for
thanks
sure, for
for
sure.
all the people who've been there, Erwin, Michelle, and all the friends, my mom and your mom and everyone. Thanks a lot for being here and
All
hope to
right.
see you soon, all of you,
Definitely. Once the COVID is over, then we'll get back to regular
sooner.
programming.
Yeah, for sure.
Normal times.
Yeah, that's for
All
sure.
right, man. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. And
Thank you.
to everyone who's been patient with us, thank you. And have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye. Take care. Bye.